back to Shemsuniverse. So today, guys, we're going to discuss the relationship between Libra and Scorpio. So Libra and Scorpio do make, I'd say, a pretty average compatibility mix. The reason being is Libra is, of course, a sign that we know is definitely associated with Venus, and it's associated with relationships, beauty, and most of all, balance, because Saturn is exalted within Libra, which we discussed yesterday on the prior video. When we get into with Scorpio, Scorpio is a very underground, sexual, passionate sort of sign. So when it comes to the intimacy between these two, what we have is two people that one person who values the intimacy of the relationship and one person who's going to value the pleasure, sensuality part of it. So this brings quite a bit of a mix between these two. It does make for a good mix, I'd argue. I would say that a compatibility between these two ranges from 80 to 85% of the time. It can definitely work. The reason being is Scorpio will be able to draw out more of Libra's, I guess, fun, pleasurable side, the spontaneity that they kind of lack. And the Libra can actually maybe sort of draw the Scorpio towards a security-oriented relationship and actually getting more grounded when it comes to certain things. So when you get these two together in an intimate relation, you're going to get, especially if the Scorpio is a man, Libra is a woman, you're going to get sort of somebody who's settling another person down. And then that man now is going to have the woman and really bring her out of that shell, and then maybe teach her more even about herself, whether that be spiritually, sexually, and the list goes on. The trust between these two is a bit rocky. It does make up for because of their sexual compatibility, but trust-wise, it's not the best. Scorpio is a very secretive sign. They're investigative, they're intuitive. They're not really able to open up to people unless they really develop a sort of sense of trust for them or they feel secure enough to tell them things. But Libra has the patience and the willpower to really wait for that, and that's what will make them develop trust, but it will not be right at the start. On the other hand, Libra will find it kind of easy to trust Scorpio, even though they're secretive, just simply because they know that they're serious. They know that once Scorpio does choose somebody to be a partner to them, that it definitely has to do with them taking them very serious in the first place. So they'll feel honored and privileged to be with them, and there'll be a balance of respect there. Communication-wise, there could be a few issues as well. Scorpio can be very indirect, very calculative. They're very much able to kind of manipulate people to do what they want. And if Libra is not being very careful about it, they could get set into some sort of detriment. On the other hand, Libra is able to communicate quite well with the Scorpio. However, they could be pretty blunt and honest because they want that same sort of energy back towards them. And they may not know when they hurt the Scorpio's feelings because of their hard exterior. So just be wary of that and make sure that you guys are able to speak through spoken word and non-spoken word, and you won't have much problems in that regard. Aside from that, these guys, like I said, they can cooperate quite well together, and this does make for quite a long-lasting relationship. For business-wise, this is where things get a little bit tricky. I would give them about 65% of the time they're going to work. Reason being why it's weaker is because of some of the aspects that I talked about in their intimate relation. In regards to Scorpio, is a different type of business savvy than Libra. Libra is all about balancing and pulling their own weight and making sure everything is just and fair. Scorpio is all about leverage and making sure they acquire the most power. Maybe not the most fame, but they do require the most control, the most power in any sort of business dynamic that they're in. And they'll ensure they do have it through scrupulous ways or through legitimate ways. Just depends what's suitable for them. They're very Machiavellian in that sort of way. So when these two get together in that sort of respect, the Libra person might be pulling their weight and everything, but if they're the one that's in charge, Scorpio will find a way to diversify the situation to make it so that they're in charge. This can lead to problems if Libra realizes that they've been tricked, and lead to a sort of mess with the relationship or completely crash when it comes to a business. But they can definitely get along if both of them are able to compromise, and I'd say more so if the Scorpio is in charge and the Libra is the person that's making sure everything is being dealt with diplomatically, then the relationship works better in a business setting. If it's the other way around, I can almost guarantee there's going to be a bit of a war for who's in control of that said business. Some real good businesses for them would include agriculture, construction, and anything to do with the legal field. Like I said, Libra is all about the legalities because of Saturn, and Scorpio is really good with anything to do with the underground world because of Pluto and the aspect of Mars. So they're very much able to do like very legal businesses, but that have to do with like dealing with illegal people. So like things like with the law, things with like construction where it's like there's a lot of corruption in that. Unfortunately, these guys do have that type of energy with Saturn, with Mars, with Pluto, that they're able to go those darker realms, those bit of shadier aspects of business, and really triumph there. Last but not least, we have the friendship of these two. This is where they'd be the strongest, I suppose. I'd say 90% of the time they work. The Scorpio would definitely learn to respect the Libra for the idea that they can understand they're a very fair person. They aim for justice. Like I said, Saturn is exalted there. I cannot overemphasize that. And Scorpio is going to be able to see that this person's a fair person. There's somebody who they can trust, somebody who will keep their secrets, and somebody who will actually be there when they need help. So with that respect, they'll look at them as a good ally. Like I said, Scorpio is very calculative, and they like to look at people for, are you an asset or a liability type of mentality. But when they get around a Libra, they're able to see that this person is more so an asset and somebody that they can actually trust and put in their inner circle. So friendship wise, I give it a thumbs up. They have good trust, good communication. And for the Libra, the Scorpio person can actually teach them a little bit in a friendship about how to maybe play people and not be taken advantage of. So if you're a Libra and you have a Scorpio friend, they're going to be able to read between the lines for you and actually help you really like delve deeper into why people are maybe your friend, maybe certain aspects of your family. A lot of different things they'll be able to help you with and really help you draw conclusions to what people are doing in your life and what the narrative is. But aside from that, that should conclude the video, guys. If you guys do have any questions whatsoever, just please leave it in the comments for me. Aside from that, like, subscribe. Holla at me. That's it for today, guys. Peace.